May the Lord be with you all.
And with your spirit.
This is a reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark.
Glory to you, Lord.
On that day, as the evening drew on, Jesus said to his disciples, "Let us cross to the other side." Leaving the crowd, they took Jesus with them in the boat, just as he was. And other boats were with them. A violent storm came up, and waves were breaking over the boat, so that it was already filling up. Jesus was in the rear of the boat, asleep on a cushion. They woke him and said to him, "Teacher, do you not care that we are perishing?" Jesus woke up, rebuked the wind, and said to the sea, "Quiet, be still." The wind ceased, and there was great calm. Then Jesus asked his disciples, "Why are you terrified? Do you not yet have faith?" They were filled with great awe, and they said to one another, "Who then is this whom even the wind and the sea obey?" The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
It seems to me that the gospel is very appropriate to our time. The disciples are in the boat with Jesus, and of course the boat symbolizes the church, at least in the early church. And a storm comes up, and there were many storms that came up in the early church. And Jesus is sound asleep, apparently almost oblivious to the danger that the disciples were experiencing. And they're so frustrated that they wake him up and they say, "Don't you care? Don't you care that we're drowning?" I think we can have that same question in our time. We have a lot of storms that are happening. The storms that occur in our own hearts, certainly. But the storm, the pandemic that we're experiencing over these last 8 months, we keep wondering, is it going to calm down? We have, of course, right now the storm of the election and how divided our country is. We have the storms, the natural disasters, the fires, especially in California, but also Oregon and Washington. The smoke, you remember those couple days of smoke? The hurricanes and the tornadoes, the floods, the racism, the riots. You kind of wonder, well, what's next? I sort of joke and say, I think Mount Rainier is going to erupt. It'll be a grand finale. It'll be the end. Sometimes we wonder, well, my goodness, is this the end? And so we also ask the question, where is God here? But Jesus, even though he's asleep, is still the Lord of the storm. It may seem like Jesus is asleep right now, that he doesn't care. But he's still with us, even if he's asleep. That first reading from Isaiah assures us that even if you walk through fire or floods, I am with you. That's God's name, Yahweh. I am with you. It's his silent presence among us. You know, the billboard down there says, together we are Bellarmine, together. That's where the presence of God is mediated, when we gather together. Now, I think it's kind of challenging, though, when we're in distant learning, distant teaching, social distancing. So just the word distance seems contrary to being together. And so it's more challenging to be united when we're at distance with each other. I know yesterday you focused on 1,000 hugs. Well, at first I thought, no, we're not supposed to be hugging. But these are virtual hugs. Healing, unity, gratitude, service. That's how we mediate the presence of Jesus. Together, we are Jesus. Even though Jesus seems to be asleep.